It takes less work to succeed than to fail. It's quite common for a company or a person to succeed for a time and then fail. Let's take a specific example with which I am familiar. Since 1900, when insurance man Harry Gilbert made a trip to England and found that insurance companies there were selling what they termed coupon contract accident policies, many American insurance companies have sold similar policies. We call them pre-issue accident policies, for they are written and delivered by the salesman at the actual time of sale. These were sold on a cold canvas basis. Cold canvassing, as you know, is making unannounced calls on persons you don't know to sell them something. Many agencies for these companies were outstandingly successful for a period of years. Today, however, every agency and every company that handled pre-issue accident policies has discontinued this selling plan or has gone out of business, with but one exception. Why? The business was unprofitable. They lost money. They either didn't develop a success system, or if they did, they lost it. The one exception? The companies I manage. Again, why? I developed a sales system that never fails, and with it, I was able to sell more policies in a week than salesmen without a system sold in months. There was one reason. I saved time. That is why I succeeded in the long run and others failed. My efforts were concentrated on one policy, and my attention was focused on its sale. I saved time. I tried to make 1 hour do the work of many, just as I tried to make $1 do the work of many. Often I thought, if I have to work, I might as well try to earn in 1 year what others earn in a lifetime. But I realized that this could only be done by operating on the basis of a success system that never fails. I eventually achieved many worthwhile objectives, including the one regarding annual earnings. And the basic principles I applied to reach my targets in every instance were: 1. Inspiration to action, to be achieved at will. 2. Know-how, to be gained through experience. 3. Activity knowledge. But how does one acquire activity knowledge? There are many ways. I learned all I needed to know to sell personal accident insurance and volume through experience. I learned by doing. In particular, I learned this principle: do what you are afraid to do. Go where you are afraid to go. When you run away because you are afraid to do something big, you pass opportunity by. During the first few years of my selling career, I was exceedingly frightened when I approached the entrance of a bank, a railway office, department store, or other large institution. So I passed them by. I learned later that I had passed by doors leading to exceptional opportunity, for I found that it was easier to sell in those places than in smaller establishments where I had learned to neutralize my initial fears. And I eventually concluded that outstanding success in sales could be achieved in large institutions, because other salesmen were also afraid. They, too, passed by the doors of opportunity, and like me, didn't even try. Actually, the sales resistance of officers and personnel in large establishments is lower than in the stores and offices where many salesmen are not afraid to sell. These smaller places often have 5, 10, or even 15 salesmen brave enough to call on them in a single day. With such experience, the manager's employees soon learn to resist salesmen and to say no. Of course, with the right system, the no can be turned into a yes, but this often takes time. And besides, a big man, a successful man, a man who is built from the bottom up, has a heart. He'll give you a break. He will try to help someone else on his way up. All this I learned. Here's why and how it happened that I first began to develop the habit of selling in large organizations.